Hey everybody, I wanted to go over some storage stuff that we're going to be going over on today's episode on OCX, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time on there to explain all the stuff I want to, so I wanted to do a more in-depth episode of different storage solutions for X-Wing, and so I'm going to show you some of the ones I've collected over the years, and show you where to get them, about what kind of prices you can expect, and what they can hold. So let's dive right in. So first thing I want to show you guys, this is the de facto kit that a lot of people have, and I don't blame them. This is the Plano 5231. You can get it just about anywhere. I'm probably going to stop saying that because it's going to be very repetitive. All this stuff, hardware stores, Amazon, are probably your easiest places. So just expect that to be the answer unless I say otherwise. Okay, so this thing, Plano 5231. I will show you quick. So here is the Amazon page for it. Looking about $15, and nothing special there. Okay, so show you what's in here. So this thing, let's tilt down the camera a little bit so you can see better. There, you don't need to see me. So in this thing, you're gonna have the top area. Here's gonna be like a whole bunch of storage places, and this is deep enough you can fit a whole bunch of tokens. I mean, these are, you know, all the acrylic range rollers I've gotten over the years. This is like my extra tokens box. All of these little pieces come out, so you can make areas bigger or smaller. So like, you know, this fits range rulers, but I can put dividers in there and just fit a whole bunch of things. Next, on the inside, these snap apart. You come in here, and then you have this. There are more little dividers here that you can put in here, make all the sections smaller. Bigger ones here to divide these up. This just holds my different sets of templates, my asteroids and whatnot. So this can hold a good amount of stuff. In this area, you could straight fit, like, I haven't tried a Ghost, but Decimator, Falcon, all those things work. I haven't transported stuff like ships in here for a long time, so. But if you're just getting started and you need something to store things, this is probably your best bet. Incredibly cheap, incredibly versatile. I recommend it. Next one we're going to go to. This is basically the exact same thing you just saw, just two of them glued together. That is literally what this is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they told me there's just glue in there, and then they give you a handle. So it's one, flip it over, another. So same thing, open it up, all little dividers. With this open, whole bunch of space. Same thing over here. So you can see this one, I don't have anything in because I was using this for Imperial Assault, and I've upgraded for Imperial Assault because it just wasn't fitting things anymore. So here's the page for that one. Look at about $30. Just like how it looks like it's two of those other Planos, it cost about twice as much. So in my opinion, just get two of the other one. This one seems unnecessary to me. But I got it for dirt cheap, and it was useful. Up next for our Plano sets. Now we're getting into the big time. This is what I would say is probably the best one, in my opinion, for people with a relatively large collection. I would, I'd definitely recommend this. Now this one can get a little bit confusing, because let me pull up the page for it. So this is the 1374. Now you can see this, like it comes with 4 planos inside, big area on top. Now something that people get confused by is this one, the 1354. Looks exactly the same, right? No, this thing is like a lot cheaper and it's a lot smaller. So just to give you a little bit of a comparison, let's pan this sucker back up. Get you back over here. And this one, now this one isn't made by Plano, but this is a good comparison. You can see it's a good bit smaller, and I think that other one that I showed you is even smaller than this. So, I mean, you can see like these things just, I mean, significantly different size. I even got to get around these things to get to my mic. But that's my wife's storage for her beading and whatnot. She likes making jewelry. So on this thing, you've got an area up here that you can use for storing commonly used tokens and dice. And then this area pops open. There's a whole bunch of storage in there. So, oh, that was good. What did I pressed all sorts of buttons. So this holds all of my card binders. So I've got 4 of those in there. I've got one of these and all of my large bases and stuff I stick in there. When I hit 2.0, I've actually got a second one of these. So I'm going to be able to fit a few factions in here and a few factions in the other one. So, show you what's inside here. So this thing opens up all nicely, and then you've got a whole bunch of these Plano cases. So there's 4 of these inside, and something I would recommend looking into is what series they say that they hold. Because if you look over here, these say that they hold the 3700s. There's 3700s, 3750s, and the difference between those, and frankly I can't tell you which is which, go do some research. So this one, you can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 skinny rows. Then you've got this one, has 1, 2 skinny rows and 1 big row. I like the bigger ones because you can fit stuff like, you know, these Falcons, Outriders, and all the big ships, and then you've got all the tiny ships in the other one. So I've got 1 for Rebels, 1 for Imperials, then 1 for Scum, and then my last one has a row of dials for each faction, and then all my bases in the bottom. So all of my stuff gets nice and stored away in there, and I just pick it up and go. So I definitely recommend this thing. I've used this all through first edition, along with some extra storage as I overflowed. And I've got a second one of these that was what I upgraded my Imperial Assault to, but I am taking it over for when second edition comes out, just because there's going to be more stuff. And I want to leave it like broken out into different planos. So I'll have 2 of these. The only thing with this is that in those planos you can't fit the really tall things like the Ghost. The Shadowcaster doesn't fit, just because it's too big. I mean, you can put those up in this area. I just put other stuff up there. So a few things that aren't really going to fit in there that you just either put in the top area or stick into something else that you carry along with you. Ugh. So now we're getting to this thing, and so this thing is, oh wow, you've had to watch me that little thing. So this is the Plano angled tackle system. This is the smaller of the 2. If I pull up, oh, maybe I gotta scroll down and find it. Here, it's easy enough. So I'll pull up another one of these. Angler Elite Plano. There you go. So this one, it looks the same, but this one's significantly bigger. It comes with 2 in the sides, and those planos are a lot bigger. So I'm going to show you the smaller of the 2. As you can see, this one is extremely expensive, whereas the one that I'm about to show you is only 30 bucks. But granted, it's a lot smaller. So let's bring the camera up bigger. So this one has area on the sides for dice. So I got all my Imperial Assault dice in there. And then this area opens up, and in here I have a whole bunch of storage, little slots on the sides, bigger area in the middle that kind of slants back and down. So there's plenty of space in there. I used to keep my Ghost and extra guys in here as well. Now this, I suppose it has a number on there, 728, if you can see right there. And then this opens up, and we've got 3 smaller things. If I do a comparison, so I've got this compared to that. So significantly smaller, a little bit shorter on the depth, but if you've got a bit of a smaller clip, like I would not really recommend this one for X-Wing. It's great for Imperial Assault. This is what I'm transferring all my Imperial Assault into. So comes with 3 of those, and then there's some slots on the side that kind of open up like that, and I keep my Imperial Assault book in there. And in the bigger one, there are planos that sit in there. So I would recommend for X-Wing, if you are really looking for something big, the bigger one still comes with 3 in there, and then it also comes with 2 planos on the sides that you can put tokens and whatnot in. That I think that one's really handy, and it's significantly bigger. Like which way does the camera go? So this comes about like there, and it has 3 of these size in them. So significantly bigger. And I know some people who had that, and I was always super impressed by it. And also super impressed by the fact that they could afford it. Because, in my opinion, that other one that I showed you that I have these in, you can get like 2, maybe even 3 of them for the price of the Elite Angler. So I don't super recommend it, but the smaller one, great for things like Imperial Assault. Okay. So now that we're done with Plano, I'm going to go on to another company, HDX. You probably can't read that. This is a company that I found at Home Depot. And this one is double-sided, so this side is going to be the same as this side, so I'll just show you one. So this is where I keep all of my dial upgrades and a whole bunch of tokens and whatnot. So this is another one of those where pieces come out, so you can make sections bigger, smaller, whatever you need. And then I flip this over. I've got more stuff in there. So plenty of space for holding extra things. I really like having one of these. This is great for going out to tournaments if you aren't using any big base ships. Because big base ships, like they're not going to fit in these rows because these pieces don't come out. So your row is only ever this wide. So wouldn't really recommend it for that one. But if you're using small ships, this is great. Now, if you are using big ships, the next one I would super recommend. Now, I suppose I should show off these things. So, where is it? Here's the double-sided one. They don't have a price for it. I found these at Home Depot, so I suppose if you want prices, go to Home Depot and check it out. The next one I'm going to show you is, it comes in a 2-pack. These are usually like 10-15 bucks, and you get 2 of them together. The other one is also about 10 bucks, and you get the double-sided thing. So this one, let's let's get back to the full camera. So there we go. So two of them come together. You can sit here and lock them so that I pick up the top one, the bottom one goes with it, and then so you can put them all in a stack. There you go. So this is my tournament kit. This is the one that I would recommend, taking with you to an event. So open it up, you can see, like, I've broken this down since my last one, but plenty of good space for dice. I've got a little cup that I keep all my my tokens in. Nice big area for damage deck. Extra stuff in the other ones, and then these dividers can come up here. You can stick them in there, and then it has even smaller ones that you can use to divide those sections into subsections. So this can go all the way across so that you have little pockets all the way down. Or you can take them out and, like, I like having this so that I can, like, do that. And so I can have big areas for, like, falcons, and even, like, the ghost fits in here great. Shadowcasters fit in here great. I haven't found a ship that doesn't. Even if I take and put this like that, this little area fits in Upsilon perfect. So I've always been really impressed by that. So I definitely recommend those. I can show you right here. Aha. So there's a bunch of extra stuff. This guy fits just barely, like that. That is about how tall this area is. So Upsilon fits in there just fine. Shadowcaster, and then a whole bunch of extra things. So closes. Ta-da. So these are great. You can just sit there, stack them, and have. So another one, and just down here, stack it again, boom, good to go. So take those back over here. All right. So I think that kind of covers it all. The only other thing that I wanted to show off, I guess, template tray. I would definitely recommend getting one of these. Keep all your templates and everything nice and handy. Make sure you get something that's easy for you to get them in and out of. I know some of them they'll have where you kind of push down on one side and they lift out. I've never really liked those ones, so I like the ones where it gives you a little bit of extra space to just pull out your templates. This one I just made on my own. Just got like 2 pieces of wood, cut out the sections after, like, drawing them out, and then stuck another piece of wood on the back, glued it down, and poof, done. So it wasn't too bad. There are a lot of solutions out there already done. I would not recommend trying to make it yourself, because it was a lot more work than it was worth. But I had just gotten a Dremel, and I wanted to play with it, so I did. It was a lot of fun, though. So I think that covers all of the storage options that I've used in the past and I used for different games. So find the ones that's the right size for you and give it a shot. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them as I can. Otherwise, just go scrolling through. It used to be that you could go onto Amazon and these planos, they would actually recommend underneath it. Like if I go to the screen over here, so if I go to the common one, here we go. So this one, if you went down to things frequently bought together, it was X-Wing stuff. That's how many of these have been purchased for X-Wing. Unfortunately, it seems that we've died down, haven't done it as much. Maybe this one. Yeah, there we go. There it is. Oh, I love that so hard. So, like, look at that. That goes to show you just how popular these are with the X-Wing community. So check that out. There are a lot of options out there. I hope I gave you some that are really good, and something you'll find useful. So catch you later. We're going to discuss some of this on the episode. So hope you take a look and listen to that. Maybe some of the other guys have other stuff that they use. So I'm interested to see what they have. So talk to you later. Bye.